Good afternoon. Today I want to take you through the national parks of Zambia. This is a map of Zambia. And Zambia has officially got 20 national parks. And they're marked in dark green on this map. South Luangwa, North Luangwa, Lavushimanda, Kasanka. Kasanka is the home of the largest bat migration. There's a lot of bats. I don't know where they migrate to or from. But that's the Kasanka bat migration. West Lunga National Park, Liwa Plains, Sioma Ngwezi, the home of the lovely Sioma Falls. There's a waterfall somewhere there. There's Katimamlilo, and so on. Lower Zambezi was the national park of the President KK. So it is a very well protected area. The Lower Zambezi National Park. Kafue National Park is Zambia's oldest and largest national park. As you can see, it's much larger than South Luangwa, okay? Which is the second largest. Lukusuzi National Park, Luambi National Park. All right, so that's Kafue. Kafue is named after the Kafue River, which starts here, just near the border of Congo. It flows down into the Copper Belt, past Chingola, Chilavombe. There's Fitobaola Bridge somewhere there, between Chingola and Chilavombe. It passes on Muflira Road, crosses in Kitwe, comes down, and into the Kafue River, into the Kafue National Park. It feeds a large part of the Kafue National Park. There's a lot of camps around in Kafue National Park. Then it exits, it forms the Tezitezi Dam, and it comes out. Heading east, that's the Kafue Flats, right? Flat area, very swampy. Proceeds on this Blue Lagoon National Park there, and Lochinva, as you're coming from Lusaka, as you're coming, just as you approach, as you get into Monze, before those silos, there's a turn to your right where you can now turn. Yeah, there's Magoya, there's Monze. So just before you approach Monze, as you get to Tutas, there's a turn to your right, which leads you into Lochinva National Park. I've seen the road and the poster. So that's that. Then the Kafue River proceeds, crosses just after Kafue, before the Way Bridge and before the turn off to Turnpike, you cross Kafue Bridge, and then it proceeds on to Kafue Gorge, a hydropower station, Kafue Gorge Upper, Kafue Gorge Lower. Then it proceeds and joins the Zambezi River. The confluence is just when you get to Chirundo and you turn left at ShopRite, heading towards Lower Zambezi National Park, after about 20 minutes, you get to a bridge where Kafue River is. Slightly downstream of that, the Kafue River forms and joins the Zambezi River, which is heading there. Now, every national park has a game management area around it. So, for example, the West Lunga National Park has Lukwakwa. It's got Musele Matebo, GMA, Chawika, Ntambu, GMA, Game Management Area. Liwa Plain and Sioma have a very vast game management area. Now, a lot of this is the floodplain of the Zambezi River, the Barote floodplain. So we've got a lot of flat areas, and that's the large part of the GMA West Zambezi Game Management Area. So that's that about Zambia's national parks. Lusenga Plain, Mweru Antipa. Two small parks you can't quite see on this map. Mosotunya National Park. Oh, you can actually see it somewhere there. And Lusaka National Park, which is just in the Mfez, Lusaka South Mfez, down the road from Chalala, the ring road, Tokyo way. You get to the M-Phase, you find Lusaka. There's now 2 rhinos there. Mosotunya National Park only has herbivores. There are no predators like the cheetah, lions. There are no predators there. But if you go to Livingstone, you can see them at Mukuni Big 5. So that's the national parks of Zambia. I did a video on YouTube. You can see that. South Luangwa, North Luangwa, and Lukusuzi are fed by the Luangwa River. Luangwa River is one of Zambia's most natural rivers with the most natural long profile, right? Not disturbed by any geological features or so on. So it's a perfect geography study. It flows, and joins the Zambezi River at Feira. Okay? If you're coming from Lusaka, there's Luangwa Bridge. Turn off, you find the Luangwa River. You cross the Luangwa River somewhere there. That's about Zambia's national parks. A lot of them are heavily well maintained with a lot of non-governmental organizations like the Conservation South Luangwa, Conservation Lower Zambezi, taking care of them. We've got Game Rangers International, we've got worldwide WWF. Well, I've forgotten what it stands for. Bangweulu Flats. Here we have the Bangweulu Wetlands. These are so there's the GMA. These are a Ramsar protected site. Ramsar is an organization that deals with wetlands to protect water areas. So you have the Bangweulu Swamp there, and so on, Lake Bangweulu, and this whole area. And you have the Mukuku Bridge, the Great Tuta Bridge. It's in a swampy area. That's why it's very, very wide and very, very big. So that's a brief about Zambia's national parks. There's a lot of adventure to be had. The walking safari initiated by Norman Carr, most famous walking safari in South Luangwa. All right, there's Mfue. All right, you land in Mfue, or you come from Chipata into Mfue, then you head into the national park. This is where you have the famous Mfue Lodge, where elephants walk through the reception area. Did I mention Lower Zambezi was KK's park, apparently? So it was a very well protected place for the president. And so you have these GMAs. I don't know about that mining project, which was planned for somewhere within the national park, and I don't know how far that's gone. So that's about Zambia's national park. We've got a few wildlife conservation areas. There's Chaminuka and Lusaka, small places where people can go and survey and things like that. But welcome to Zambia, and welcome to our national parks. I hope you enjoyed that video. Next, we'll look at some rivers of Zambia. I'm the Kumba guy. Let's go.